Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Really Dicey. This is Manny.
And I'm RJ. And today we're reviewing Ruins of the Lost Realm, a new setting and adventure sourcebook from Free League Publishing. It's for the second edition of the One Ring role-playing game.
If you like this or any of our other videos, please like and subscribe. YouTube has notified me that over 250,000 people have viewed our videos, which is phenomenal, but very few have subscribed. And if you could do so, it would mean a lot to us. Ruins of the Lost Realm is approximately 128 pages, divided into three sections called Fog over Eriador, A Gathering Storm, and Landmarks. When it comes to the design of the book and the art contained within, it's very similar to the style of the core rulebook, so art-wise, it's a fine companion to it.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the art in the core rulebook and starter set, you'll be happy with what you see here. Almost every painting in this book I want as a poster for putting on my walls. Every piece of art here tells a story that will inspire lore masters and players.
And speaking of lore masters, in the introduction, it recommends that this book be given to lore masters only, because each section where they describe a setting contains an adventure. So if you're not a collector or a game master, please be aware of that. And do not worry, we will not be spoiling any adventures in our review. But despite the large number of adventure seeds, setting and lore is at the forefront. There is so much to explore, so many NPCs and antagonists to deal with, so many lands being rediscovered. There are enough options to make your adventures and campaigns very fluid. The highlight of the first section, in my opinion, of Fog over Eriador is Darbad, a city being repopulated due to a horrible flood. But this section has a lot of exciting pieces to make the land of Eriador come alive.
Yeah, the full spread map of Tharbad is incredibly detailed and is fantastic. And the other towns and settlements are also filled with interesting personalities and problems. If you like councils, there's plenty of counseling to do here.
I feel that this section, Fog over Eriador, does a great job introducing the main setting, but the second section, A Gathering Storm, starts bringing in the tension. Players deal with threats such as the Black Numenorians, Raiders, and Water Serpents. And if you think that seems dangerous, don't worry. I'm sure Saruman's involvement will make things better for the party. The biggest section of Ruins of the Lost Realm is the third section, Landmarks. Landmarks are mini modules. They're an open-ended adventure not tied to any plot in the game, but mapped out enough to give your party some challenges. In total, there are a dozen landmarks.
The landmarks are pretty different from one another, too. There's a group of tiny islands in the middle of a lake. There's dwarven mines. There's a bustling holdfast where a bold queen and her knights are bringing order to the dangerous region of Eriador. And for each landmark, there is a rumor, which is a great way for player characters to hear about the place. And there is a lore, which is a great way for player characters to learn more about the place, assuming they get access to that lore. The book provides events for the journey to each landmark. And once there, each landmark has its own schemes and troubles that can entwine your players. Many of the landmarks have original monsters very specific to their setting, but not all of them have monsters. The maps are nicely drawn and mood evoking in isometric perspective. Remember that the One Ring is not a battle map type of game, so these maps aren't intended for tracking movement to the meter or yard.
The appendix at the end is short, but it has some optional rules and errata.
Yeah, if you want the errata from the One Ring core rulebook, then you need to get this book. There's a lot of corrections to monsters and their abilities and the tables for them. The most helpful errata for me is the hexes on the Lore Master's map are 20 miles. Their size wasn't given in the core rules. Let's talk a moment about the optional rules. The first two are changes to time limits for councils and time limits for skill endeavors. The next one clarifies letting other party members borrow your awesome gear, which is restricted in the core rules. And then the last one clarifies what a blatant display of power means for attracting the Eye of Sauron. But I don't think any of these optional rules are very exciting. And tucked away in one of the landmarks are rules for fighting in water, which could be useful to know in other settings.
In conclusion, would I buy this? Absolutely. Honestly, I think this is an essential buy for fans of the One Ring role-playing game, especially if you're a game master or lore master looking to craft an adventure for this section of Middle-earth, and you're looking for more setting information and inspiration. There are a lot of fascinating adventures and settings to explore in this book, and it's in the context of Tolkien's work. Most importantly to me, this feels more Middle-earth and less Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of intriguing characters with their own motivations. There's some terrifying and sadistic monsters and locations that drip atmosphere. I think this is a great addition to the One Ring game. For lore masters, this is a definite buy.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this program, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Have a great day, everyone. And if you happen to hear a knock on a door, make sure it's not a more door. That was terrible. I know. I know.
Always go with less door. Never go with more door.